For years, I have been visiting the Huntington Library and Gardens in San Marino, California, to research European accounts of Asian art. Generations of travelers had extolled the splendor of Eastern imperial courts and whetted Western consumers' appetites with descriptions of marvelous substances like porcelain and lacquer. My focus was the China mania of the 18th century, which saw an unprecedented volume of goods, including plants and animals, shipped daringly across the oceans. Considered white gold, Chinese porcelain was a cutting-edge technology replicated by royal chemists and adored by the aristocracy and gentry. It fashioned their world to the extent that some British women even bleached their skin to match the color of their white translucent chinaware. Then, as now, life imitates art in unsettling ways. The same European consumers of Asian commodities also ingested the products of Atlantic slavery, such that affluent domestic interiors were filled with things from all four known continents. Porcelain held tea or coffee, taken with Caribbean sugar, in the company of an imported pet monkey, parrot, or lapdog. Such practices were part of the story of how whiteness was made under conditions of globalization. As a literature professor, I unearthed texts that reveal the intense pace of England's mercantile expansion and the newness of early modern inventions that are still with us today, for better or worse: vaccines, private property, copyright, the stock market, multinational corporations, banking and credit systems, and the racisms born of transatlantic slavery and exploitation of populations and environments which enabled all this progress. People usually draw a blank if asked to name an author between the time of Shakespeare and Jane Austen, yet they do know the work of the Anglo-Irish satirist Jonathan Swift or the dissenting English entrepreneur Daniel Defoe, if only through the diluted versions of Gulliver's Travels or Robinson Crusoe that have been turned into children's literature and fun-loving cartoons. The historical backdrop to these survivalist adventures was the plantation system that converted others' lands into laboratories for human breeding, resource extraction, and products of incipient biotechnology. Tropical island stranding narratives, like the first encyclopedias and dictionaries, also published during that time, documented the sense of colonial wonder and knowledge acquisition of white travelers and castaways surviving against the odds, long before reality TV or science fiction. Swift's intelligent horses, the Houyhnhnms, were the first equisapiens. Defoe's savage Campbells, the first orcs. These books blended human and non-human realms. They experimented with genres before that term came into being. This was an age of speculative fictions. Wholly unrelated to this, or so I thought, in 2008, the Huntington acquired the extensive manuscript collection of the African-American science fiction writer Octavia E. Butler.